What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout. And as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, DJ Toomp. What's good with it, boss?
ATL Fool, man. Y'all know what it is. What's happening? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Toomp. Feeling good, feeling great. Today we got a special guest off in this thing. The legend himself, KLC. What's good with it, boss?
KLC.
Oh, it's all good. It's all legendary shit in here.
Come on, man. Come on.
You know what? First thing, let me ask, what does KLC mean?
Man. Kick It Live Craig.
Kick It Live Craig.
I get it from
That's
Chill Rock, Breaking Bells.
Wow.
Because I used to
produced by Mantronic. Wow.
Because I used to always love to scratch that bum right about now. Bum bum bum. Kicking it live. I used to always fuck
The
that
rolling
ball
machine,
up.
better known as the rolling 808. The king of the beats. We call Mantronic. And I am Tila Rock. Rock. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's when you know, behind. That's when you know.
In the air.
Hey, man.
Like you just Come on, man.
Listen.
That's my Mantronic. Larry Smith is my biggest influence.
Definitely. All day.
They're my favorite producers ever. And all time in hip hop. Like,
What all production did they do?
Woo.
So y'all gonna have to score me right now.
Well, we gonna start with Larry Smith, man.
Oh, yeah.
First, Larry was basically more of an R&B producer, a musician. But man, you could go to Run DMC's first album, Houdini Back in Black album, like One Love, 5 Minutes of Funk, and all that shit. A sound that cannot be duplicated.
Yeah.
Every producer has sampled or tried to replay those songs, but just something that Larry, cause he was an engineer at the same time, right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole documentary.
And he played
on him.
bass.
Yeah. 5 Minutes
He
of
was a
Funk.
musician.
Boom. Crazy. Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's no longer with us. Larry Smith.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I definitely would have drugged him down here for his show. Come on, Larry Smith.
Okay.
Rest in peace, brother.
We got to get straight to it because KL, he came in with a question too.
Ooh, okay.
And he said he had to get it off his chest. And we've been waiting to hear this question for a minute now.
Man, it's
Ooh,
well, I know you saw Yeezy himself on Drink Champ, right? You know where I'm going with this.
I heard it coming, man. Okay, yeah,
And my
I saw
thing
it.
is like,
I definitely saw it. Yes, sir.
my thing is like, the Just Blaze thing.
Whew. Yeah, and that's my guy.
And I'm not
too.
saying if it's who's the best and who did what. I just want to know, like, did you really think it was appropriate?
Straight up, man, I love both of those guys, but I wouldn't have done it like that. Even if I felt that way about Just Blaze, I wouldn't have done it like that, man.
Right.
And luckily I don't. And he's definitely an innovative producer to me. You know what I mean? So whatever dude may have with him is I would love to know what that is, because it's got to be beyond that.
Right.
You know, it's got to be something else for a person to really just knowing that the whole world is gonna see and hear this. You know what I mean? So I would love to really pick dude brain and even Just Blaze. Say, hey man, did something happen around that time that dude might still be upset about?
Right. I don't know, because I even watched Jay commented after that. He said his thought about it, because he was like, that was the cohesiveness of the entire album. That's why it went that direction. Not saying who copied what, but
now that makes sense right there. And shout out to my man Bink. That's why sometimes, and Bink, you know, he a hat boy. Sometimes he'll stand on certain shit.
I was gonna slide Bink off in here too.
I'd be like, come on, Bink, man. No, it ain't. He was like, no, dude, fuck that. But that's him. But I love him though. And we'll be on the phone for hours, man, till our shit go dead sometime, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You gotta love him for that, because that's one thing that I really, really You know, even like with Kanye, right?
Right.
It wouldn't have been him if he wouldn't have did that. It's just him.
Yeah.
And Bink is the same way.
Yeah.
Bink is the same way.
Yeah, Bink would have done the same thing on the interview too. We gonna get
Bink probably would have been a little more brutal.
Yeah, he definitely would have. Yeah.
You know, he spares no feelings on his thoughts and opinion on shit.
Yeah.
But
he's been standing on it for a while too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what part of it is. A lot of it comes when people speak of the blueprint and they'll name Kanye and Blaze, but sometimes he can go unnoticed or unnamed. They won't mention his name when you mention the blueprint.
Right.
He's definitely a part of setting that whole foundation and that platform for that sound. You know what I mean? I think, but like you say, it may have been a cohesive task to create this soulful, and chop up soul samples through the album.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, man, yeah, it was rather brutal, man, the way Ye let it loose. But I mean, if that's how you feel, boy, we can't knock that.
Right. And it's no question. It's no question about the talent, because all three of them motherfuckers are monsters.
Yes, they are.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just to the point to where, like, it's certain things when you approach it, and it seemed like Kanye he been waiting to say that shit.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when I say it's got to be it's got to be something else, because like you say, like to this day, I mean, Breathe, like that's still one of the hardest hip hop tracks, period.
And when
that we did for Fab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was.
And when you think when you think of the right, and when you think even like the blueprint is like, PSA probably is the most, when you think of the blueprint, that is like, it's gonna be an open the show or close the show record.
Oh man, Jay can't leave the stage without doing that song. Period. He must do that song before he leaves the building. Yeah. You're right.
But it comes to a point,
you know which one PSA is.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
Allow for me to reintroduce myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but you even look, you look at a motherfucker like Bink, right? When I first started hearing Ross' first albums with the Justice League, I thought it was him.
Yeah. A few people did. He definitely feels a certain way about the league.
Well, see, okay, let me jump in here, fellas, because I have to say this. With y'all mentioning Bink like that, I love it because that's a name that I wasn't just 100% familiar with, and that's why you have to say these names.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Watching that Kanye West interview, I saw him mention the Toomp track once or twice. When you heard him speaking on your tracks, what were your thoughts on that stuff, Toomp?
It was great, actually, just even there, because, everybody be asking me about Dream Channel. I was like, man, them dudes don't know me over there.
Oh, please.
You know what I mean? But, shout out to them, too, man.
Yeah,
Great platform. I love what they doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, him and DJ. EFN, yeah. I think he's out of Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't think I ever met him. I might have met him back in the Luke days, maybe.
You're a good dude.
But, I can tell you good people. Yeah. So is Nori. It was funny because when Nori said he mentioned Big Brother, he's like, that was one of his favorite joints. I was like, oh, okay, that's a Toomp track.
Exactly.
Then they brought up Can't Tell Me Nothing. It was just good because my phone rung off the hook. I hadn't even seen the interview yet, but of course everybody was like, man, you ain't mentioned your name or whatever. But I'm going to tell you what was funny though.
Talk to me.
When I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, boy, Ye got on his gloves on this one. Let me see what did he say about me?
Right.
I was like, I don't think he have any reason to chop my head off. But when he finally said it, I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like, oh man, I don't think he have anything negative to say about your boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool, man. It was a great shout out, man. Just to know that I was fresh on his mind when he thought of that song. Can't Tell Me Nothing,
With both of y'all having platinum artists that y'all help get straight to the top, but then also them helping to brand y'all as the #1 producers that were helping y'all get there. What do you feel like when Toomp is on the beat, KL on the track being said in these songs? What did that do for y'all brand, and how did that help y'all to be able to, continue in y'all's career versus other producers that we don't know who the hell they are?
It's like with me is I think when C Murder did Down for My Niggas for Snoop, right? Mm-hmm. That was probably like, now Big Ed gave me a big ass shout out on his song when he had said KL dropped the bond tracks like a terrorist on Amtrak.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nigga snap.
Yeah, he might have let one out. Yeah.
When C on Down for My Niggas, like KLC made the beat hitting hard like Bert.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that is like that one record that I can say that if a motherfucker didn't know me,
Oh yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
Now, as
That's
far as
still
me
one of the-
speaking on him,
Yeah.
it go back to Shy D.
Ooh.
Ah, okay. Wow, I ain't know you gonna take
Come on, man.
Come on with that
Nah.
in the hairline then.
So
boy.
look.
I love it.
But I'm just telling you, like,
Shady, yeah, he definitely
like,
shout us out. Mm-hmm.
man, look, when it came down to Toomp,
Yeah.
I mean, like, nigga, I was breakdancing, nigga, when Shy D was dropping records.
Wow.
So, let alone when I first seen him on what album cover that was? You had the
Correct,
motherfucking
yeah.
head.
Yeah, they let us
The
on that.
grimp.
Yeah, on yeah.
Right. So, it's like when I saw that, because I'm trying to figure out.
It was very rare that a rapper let's put his DJ producer on the album
Right,
cover.
right.
Well, you know what? We saw Jeff and it was Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince,
Yeah.
but even though it was just MC Shy D,
Yeah.
hey man, when he said, "Hey man, y'all want to get on the album cover?" Man, that shit just. I didn't think he would. My plans wasn't even to be on the album cover.
Yeah.
Right.
We was just at the photo shoot. He was like, "Man, we gonna go get some Georgia Bulldog gear." And some,
Right.
And yeah, bro, I wouldn't expect to be on that album cover. That's when
God.
I knew, like, okay, the dude here really looking out, trying
Yeah.
to give a nigga some juice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Shy D.
And see,
Well,
that was my
Shy.
respect in just watching Toomp transition
Yeah.
from coming from 130 BPMs
Right.
to what he doing now. That's a huge ass transition.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is a huge transition, my nigga. That's not something that you can just do like that. It just things like when it's in you,
That's real shit,
it's just
okay?
in you, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it was. You know, it's like just watching that alone on him. And I'm buying these records. You know, what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I thought fucking Shy D was from Miami at first, nigga.
Yeah. Folks thought I was from Miami for a minute.
Yeah.
We were down there so much, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because you know Luke signing everything, and
Right.
you know it. Skywalker Records, you know it was a Miami, Florida based label. So pretty much everything he signed was from that.
So I'ma need your ear and eyes from a producer standpoint. When you saw Beats by the Pound going crazy in 1997,
Yes, sir.
97 is that year that they put out 1 billion records in 1 year.
Yes,
That was
sir.
at 98.
98.
98.
97 was the setup.
Okay, the setup was 97. Yeah, okay.
Set up 97 to 98 going crazy. What was your eyes and ears seeing, and what was going through your mind when you saw hell breaking loose?
First, I was like, okay, I think when I saw Master P on, it was on Rap City, the Mr. Ice Cream Man video, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And people was telling me a lot about the underground stuff he was doing before then. But man, when I noticed all them records just coming out back to back, same label, I'm seeing this Tank. And then I'm seeing like, oh shit, Beats by the Pound, who the hell are they, man? Like, straight up, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, I wouldn't mind going out there just to see it. What the hell they doing, man? Who are these cats? And I started seeing, of course, back in the day we could read the credits. I'm like,
Right.
okay, KLC, Moby Dick, and I'm seeing all these different cats on here. I'm like, okay, it's a squad of them niggas.
Yeah.
And none of these shit sound alike. That's what I was tripping off of. For all these records coming out, you can't say that none of them sound alike. Shout out to Manny Fresh, same
Yeah.
way.
Right.
All these back-to-backs. I'm talking about albums produced with the collaboration albums. We talking about for soundtracks, for each artist. None of them shit sound alike, bruh. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, them boys in New Orleans ain't playing. Because we never really knew too many producers from down there, you know what I mean? And that's when I knew, like, okay, they got some special shit going. Of course, we always knew it for the music capital, bands and shit like that. But of course, with bands, you should have known there was going to be some hot producers around there cooking up some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was like, man, I was like, one day I'm going to finally meet these cats, man, But I can't remember when we first met, but when I did, I was just like, damn, boy, that's him. That's dude.
I don't remember. Was it at?
It might have been through Keno, maybe. Keno might have introduced us. I don't know. It might have been before that.
Was it at one of Luda parties?
You know what? It might have been that red light district.
Red light. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was a red light district party.
I think it was off of Northside Drive somewhere, man. It was a nice party too. Yeah, right.
It was one of the parties. I think it was one of the Luda parties.
Yeah, that's right. You did that move, bitch. Oh my God. Come on, man. This nigga right here.
Answer me this, KL. Back to what you just said about Kanye, between Kanye, Just Blaze, and Bank. Did y'all ever have any of that kind of friction going on with Beats by the Pound, with y'all creating y'all sound, or was it just all camaraderie and brotherly love going on in that thing?
Nah, it was more like all of us could get down.
Yeah.
But we all have this thing, like when we do a Beats by the Pound productive record together. It's always understood that, well, you know what? KL gonna do the drums. Craig B gonna do the bass line. Odell gonna do the keys with Moby. You know what I'm saying?
Real structure, bro.
And the thing about it is that when we never did get in the way, and even like I told you when we did the Kick Door record with Pimp.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that Pimp noticed about all of us. To like, soon as I walked in the door, Pimp words were, KL, come do that drum shit you do, Nick. Because like he could have did it himself.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have did it himself.
Yeah.
But he was like, come do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But we never had like a friction to where like, cause it was too many projects to where we was able to focus, all of us focus on producing every song together on the album. Because while I'm doing this here, somebody had to be working with another artist over there. So like if we working on a Mystical record, if I'm at the end of finishing up Mystical record, somebody's already starting on Fiend
album. That's what you call an operation, man.
So we wasn't in the way.
Y'all boy could have been some dope boys, man.
It was called Beats by the Pound.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I always thought it was.
That sounds so, honestly, man, and I'm going to tell you, KL, you wouldn't believe how many producers out here have tried to really put a squad together like that, man, and it just don't work, man. Only a few of them, I can say a few of them worked out there, but, man, every producer who done got that bag done tried to round up, okay, we going to have this musician, but somewhere that shit just clashed. But, bro, to see that y'all got that far and put out that many albums without any BS in the equation.
But you know what people don't, what they don't understand is that everybody in the Pound played an instrument. Well, I played drums. I marched.
Okay.
I didn't do concert. I marched.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moby played mellophone. Craig B played sax. Odell played keys. He the fingers of the group. So it's just like the shit we were doing, we was doing it not even thinking about making money. We just wanted to do this shit.
It was just fun, man. It was a hobby. Yeah,
right.
I can see that.
And that's how it was.
Damn.
Anybody. And then me and Craig B, you know, all the greatest producers have a DJ background any fucking way.
Yeah.
And I'm just throwing that out there.
Definitely. No, you already know. 90% of us do. Yeah.
So, but it's just the fact, like when you have, and the way we came together, it only started to like when I first went up there, I didn't go up there to Sound No Limit. You know, I just never been on the west coast of California before. That's why I took the trip, because I just wanted to go see
what the hell was going on. Yeah.
Right. And when I went up there, a lot of niggas who records out playing in the club, I'm like, you know, P knew these niggas. Like, he bought me by EA Ski. I'm like, man, this fucking Ski.
Yeah, Ski. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out
Like,
to Ski. Yeah,
this nigga,
sure.
I'm playing fucking Spice One shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, man, you got cats like Ant Banks and EA Ski and them cats, man. We were putting them on the level of Dr. Dre back then.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, shout out to all y'all. We down south, we were looking at them niggas, all them. We put all of them and Dr. Dre in the same category.
Tier.
In the same, yes.
As a matter of fact, Ski was the one that pretty much gave a confirmation that I'm gonna stay rocking with P because, like what you said, like I'm playing fucking Spice One shit.
Yeah.
You know, other than bounce music at that time when bounce dominated New Orleans music, Spice One was one of the only rappers that was getting play.
Oh, like a West Coast getting played down there?
Yeah.
Wow.
In the midst of bounce music, nigga.
That's crazy.
So, but like he said, like when I went there and he brought me up there and we pulled up by Ski, I'm like, man, fuck. I'm like, man, I'm fucking playing. I just sampled this nigga gunshot, that 12 gauge blade. I'm sampling his drums and he pulled up and that's when that's when Ski he had the 3000. And he gave me some tips on that bitch. And that, you know, I already had one. No, I had the 60.
60, yeah.
He just got the 3.
Okay.
And he gave me tips on that bitch. You know, Ski put me on just a short time. You know, I was up there for a year, but I didn't really get to work with him. But Ski.
What part of Cali were y'all in?
We was in Richmond.
Richmond,
okay. The whole Bay Area.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh,
You know,
yeah,
and,
y'all was in the midst of
yeah.
all that shit. That's crazy.